Hey fuckers, welcome back to another episode of Planet Kelly. I really wanted to do Hey Bitches, but we already talked about in the past that like Train's like, okay, but I'm not a bitch. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. And now I know that multiple men are listening, so now I'm gonna have to call you guys fuckers because it just feels a little bit better. Well, today we are on episode 16. I had to take a week off last week. There was so much going on. We're going to chat about it. But the one thing we're not really going to chat about in depth in the episode today is going to be about my mental health. So we're just going to do like a little preface at the beginning of this episode so that we don't have to talk about it fully in length in the rest of our episode because the rest of the episode is pretty happy. So I want to keep the vibes up. So we're just going to start out at a little mellow mood and then we can only go up from there. So let's get started. So, unfortunately, I have been dealing with a lot of weird mental health problems this last week. TMI, but it's been that time of the month for me. And since I got off birth control, because eventually Maddie and I are going to want to start trying to have a baby, so I wanted my body to be off birth control for like a year or whenever. But my body has kind of been adjusting to that, and it's been really weird because every month is very different for me. And this month was apparently rock bottom. I felt like I was in a pit that was 10 feet deep. So it just was not a good time for me to do an episode. It felt like it was an emotional roller coaster the last week. And I just knew that it wasn't, I just didn't want to put myself out there that way. So for my mental health and for the sake of my mental health, sorry, I decided to take a week off. But I'm really excited because we have a new exciting listener that we'll chat about. But I definitely wanted to tell you guys that I'm sorry about last week. I definitely need to take a minute for myself, but we are back, baby. And let's get started into the vibes going in the upward direction, shall we? Okay, so last week we're gonna talk about the farmers market times two because last week Maddie and I went with Train and it was so cool. We found all cool new shit. We walked around forever. It was hot as fuck, but it was such a good time. And I told you guys about how we went to the farmers market, whatever. Well, we ended up trying, it's called kohlrabi. Basically, it's this root vegetable that is green and kind of looks like a tomato, but it's hard. It has the texture of a carrot when you eat it, and it tastes like cabbage. So weird. It kind of looks like an apple when you slice it. Like the apple, like the slices look like it would be an apple. It's so weird. It's such a mind fuck. But it was actually kind of good. It was really trippy. But I asked Train, like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, you're going to try that. We're going to cut it up and you can try it. And I was like, okay. So I tried it. It was pretty good. He's like, you can put it in like stir fries or whatever. And I just thought it kind of would be a good replacement for like a carrot or a water chestnut for like a stir fry or a lettuce wrap or something of those sorts where you kind of need an extra crunch. But it was pretty good, I have to admit. We ran into some guy that sells mushrooms, and Train was like, oh yeah, we got to look at this. And I was like, okay. He's like, what's the biggest lion's mane mushroom that you have? This guy pulls out this thing that I swear to God was like 3 times the size of my fucking head. It was gigantic. And he was like, oh shit, I don't need like that big of a mushroom. He was like, give me like half of that. And so we ended up spending $30 on this giant fucking mushroom. And he's like, yeah, we're going to make mushroom steaks. Like, I'm going to cut them up and press them and like marinate them and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be there for that. I want to fucking try that. So he ended up making it. It was absolutely fucking delicious. It was so weird. It was definitely like, if you're a vegan, that's the closest thing you're going to get to the texture of steak. And it definitely just tastes like a steak smothered in mushrooms. It was the weirdest experience. Definitely so trippy with the kohlrabi and the lion's mane mushroom steaks. But he had like marinated them and scored them so that they looked like ribeyes. I'm so mad we didn't take a fucking picture because it would have been, I could have showed you guys, but that's on me. But it just we were so excited. We were like, yeah, let's eat. That shit looks fire. So we tried that. It was delicious. Highly recommend. If you guys ever are interested in a recipe for that, let me know. I definitely have been thinking about, the whole cooking on TikTok situation, but I definitely just need a bigger space, like a better setup in my kitchen. My kitchen's just so fucking small. It's just so hard for me to, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Also, if you or anybody else knows how to do video editing, I'm looking for somebody to help me out with the podcast. I want somebody that can help me with social media editing, like reels and all that type of stuff. I currently do everything by myself and it's a lot, which is why I've kind of been slacking, because when your mental health goes down, I feel like I kind of let everything else go down, which I'm working on it in therapy, all right? But I just need somebody that can help me in certain areas, because I feel like I could really thrive in certain areas if I had some help in other areas. Take a shot every time I say areas. Okay. Also at the farmer's market, I got a sourdough bread kit. I'm going to be making bread, bitches. Again, with the whole like, I need somewhere to be doing this. So I'm already kind of stressed about the fact that my kitchen's so fucking small, because we talked about how I was never going to make bread. Spoiler alert, I'm making bread. So I haven't started my starter yet, because we need to go to the store to get flour and everything so that I can make sure I can feed it and whatever the fuck else I'm supposed to do. Also, we were supposed to go back this week to the farmer's market this Sunday, and we were supposed to see the lady that I got my starter from, because she had like the utensils and like all the shit that you need for it. She was like, "Oh, I don't have any more of those to sell, but I'll put one aside for you for next week if you're coming." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming." We kind of showed up late, but not that late. I get that, like, if you sold out, you could have like sold out and left, but like her shit was all gone. Like the booth wasn't there, nothing was there. She wasn't there. I was like, "The fuck?" So I'm gonna have to order that shit on Amazon unless I see her again this weekend. But yeah, I'm gonna be making bread. So I'm excited because I want to do like sourdough stuff that's not necessarily bread loaves, like the cinnamon rolls and all different pretzels and like all different kinds of shit. So looking forward to that. And then we also ran this last week. We also ran into a new guy that sells like purely all organic stuff. He's from like someplace in Iowa or Bridgewater, maybe I think it's called. I don't remember. Anyway, everything's USDA certified organic, and he like lost his fucking mind. He's like, everything's organic, every single thing. He's like, yep, I grow it and I pick everything myself. That's why my hands look like shit. And he was like, oh, you're my guy. Like, this is, he apparently made a whole new relationship with this guy. This guy's like, yeah. And then when I can't get produce, in the wintertime, my wife and I, or his girlfriend, whatever, they go to Costco because they have really good produce that's organic. And I looked at him and I was like, mm-hmm. Because I've been telling your ass that you should go to Costco. And he's like, I don't need to go to fucking Costco. I don't need anything from Costco. I'm one person. I don't need anything from Costco. I'm like, okay, whatever. I get it. A lot of the stuff that he gets is like perishable. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that you have to use regardless anyway. So now all of a sudden, because this fucking dude, this organic guy said he needs to go to Costco, now he's like, all right, well, I think we should go to Costco. I'm like, okay, so I'm sure I'm going to tell you all about that fucking experience, because it just was, I was mind blown that I was like, oh, now all of a sudden you want to go to fucking Costco? Funny, but that will be an experience. I told him, I was like, I can't wait to take you to Costco. He's like, it's going to be $1,000 trip. And I'm like, what the fuck are you buying at Costco? He's like, I don't know. Never been. I feel like I'm just going to get in there and I'm just going to start buying shit. I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's honestly true, because I feel like that's everybody at Costco. I feel so jealous of the people that go into Costco and they leave with one fucking item. I'm like, first of all, you braved Costco for one fucking item. And second, you didn't get trapped into buying anything else other than what the fuck you came for. That's fucking impressive. If you have less than 5 items when you leave Costco, I'm fucking impressed, to be real. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Maddie and I love our Costco trips. We go like twice a month and we do like a big haul of all the shit. I just did a TikTok on that on this page, actually, on the Planet Kelly page and on my actual personal page. So go watch that if you haven't. Fuck you. Go follow on socials, bitch. I'm trying to make it, okay? And I've been thinking about it recently. Okay, we're also going to talk about that. That's actually next what we're talking about. I can make a whole episode about acting situation that I did when I was younger. Like, okay, if you're a 90s, well, late 90s, early 2000s baby, do you remember on the radio when we were probably like 7 or 8 years old and there was like some radio ad that was like, if you or your daughter or your kid know, if you think that they'd be great at acting, like come on down and audition and da da da, whatever. Right? It was at some hotel. You went to some hotel. We waited in this long ass fucking line. I'm not getting into the long story about it right now, but if you remember that, I ended up doing that, and that's how it led to this situation. But I ended up going to California when I was, I don't even want to say what age because I don't remember specifically, but 10 or something like 10, 11, 12 ish. I don't know, something like that. And I ended up going to this acting camp for a week from this coach, and his wife is a director producer for Disney Channel. And I met LL Cool J. Spoiler alert, that was actually so fucking cool. Anyways, but I went to this camp for like a week, and I ended up never taking it. Like, we never took it anywhere because I was fucking fat when I was little, and they were like, okay, lose a couple pounds. Like, that's the reality, which was kind of shitty, but I mean, whatever. And they were like, and then come back. And I never came back, but he kept in touch with me. I think it has been like 15 years probably since I went there and did all this stuff, probably more than 15 years. And I've kept in touch with him at least once a year. We talk on Facebook. And so I had reached out to him like probably a month ago or something like that, and was just like, hey, I always end up chatting back with whatever response he sent last, and then, vice versa, and we kind of just catch up, whatever. Or he'll just send me a message that's like, hey, hope you're doing well, like, saw that you got married, or blah, 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 whatever. Like, he's so sweet. Anyway, but I messaged him and I was like, hey, I'm trying to get in contact with anybody at the Unwell Network. Like, I want to be at Unwell, okay? Like, I'm trying to be unwell. And I was like, I don't know if you know anybody, but like if you have any connections, I'm just really trying my best to network as best as I can to get where I feel like I'm supposed to be. And so he was like, hey, like, yeah, it's so good. I'm catching up with you. I'd be great to hop on a phone call if you have some time. And so I told him, like, yeah, I have some time. So I'm waiting to hear back from him when we can set up a time to hop on a phone call and chat for a little bit. And hopefully he can help me out in some way, in some form. But if not, it would be great to talk to him again. I haven't talked to him in so long. Our phone calls always last like 2 fucking hours when we catch up because it had been so long. But I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully he gets back to me. But stay tuned. All right, the last big thing that we're going to fucking talk about is the apartment search. Because I'm looking for a renter. We think we're looking for a renter. It makes me so fucking nervous. I know that obviously anything that's good for you is outside your fucking comfort zone because it's new and it's scary and it's different and whatever. And so I am nervous and I'm scared for the situation, but we're looking for somebody to rent out our house in Blair because we are looking to move to Gretna because Maddie got her promotion, her job, her permanent position or whatever. And it is just a really long fucking commute. And for the sake of our marriage and the time that we want to spend together, it would be really nice for us to be a little bit closer. So I went to go look at some apartments in Gretna. A couple of months back, already did this. So I have already toured the first apartment I'm going to tell you about. And it was okay. It was basically the same property company. I don't know. What is that? Yeah, property management company, I guess. I don't know. They also have the same as the one that we lived in Valley. So, like, they literally have the apartment that we lived in Valley as a floor plan available in this building, but in Gretna. So, like, fuck yeah, right? So I was like, yeah, like, and it's like a good price for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I was like, it's not like everything I love and more, obviously, but I'm willing to, like, my house isn't everything I love and more. We settled with this bitch because we wanted a good first time, like, starter home, whatever. And I'm glad we did because it's lasted us well. But I'm looking to elevate and to move closer to my wife's job. So, um, I went to go look at this apartment complex at first, and I was like, it's a good 2 bedroom, 2 bath. It's a decent size. It's a decent price. Like, let's do that. I put my name on a list and never really heard anything back. So I went to go tour this apartment again. I just went to go there because I called and nobody was answering. I called like the day before, left a message, never got a call back. So tried to call the second day to check in, no answer. So I didn't leave a voicemail. And then after that, I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go out there and look, because regardless, I'm going to need to look somewhere out there anyway. So if it's not here, it's somewhere else. So I stopped in. The clubhouse is open. The doors are open, but all the lights are off. Nobody's there. The door to her office is closed. And it says be back at 9 on like the little clock or whatever. It was 11:30. So I was like, what the fuck? And there was another guy that I guess he was a maintenance person for another company or another property by the same company. And so he was also looking to talk to the leasing manager or a maintenance guy. And he tried calling both of them and couldn't get in touch with either one of them. Okay, sorry. I had to take a brief pause because, again, you know how fucking annoying the fucking fire sirens are or tornado sirens are in Blair. So they went off yet again. They went off literally 45 minutes ago. So that's crazy. But anywho, let's get back to it. Yeah, it wasn't looking so good for them. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to go do some other errands. Maybe I'll swing back by. I end up leaving. I go to the second place. Second place, I walk in the clubhouse. The lights are off. I'm like, what the fuck? It is noon at this point. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it is the middle of the week. What is happening? I'm not understanding. And so there's like 2 offices. There's a door to go into the first office, and then there's a door that goes into another office within that office. And so that back office, there was a lady sitting in there and her light was on, but the main office light was not on. And so I was like, hi, like, I don't have an appointment or anything, but I'm looking to tour an apartment. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, come in. Like, she literally was so fucking frantic. My anxiety went through the roof the second she started talking. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a long tour. I don't know that I can do this. Like, I was already like, actually, you know what? I want to go home. This isn't going to work for me. But I finished out the tour. The property was okay. It just was way too small for the price that they were wanting to pay in comparison to the other place, and when it's literally like 2 minutes apart. And then I just was like, I don't know how I feel about it. She rushed through absolutely everything. Like, all of the information, all of the tour, she was like running. And I felt like I was playing catch up with her the entire time. It just was so weird. And so I was already feeling kind of like anxious about it. And I was like, okay, like whatever. They didn't have like any fucking floor plans to choose from. They literally had 1 studio, 1 bedroom, 1 2-bedroom, and 1 3-bedroom floor plan. That's it. That was all to choose from. You got 1 option. And I was like, okay. So we went in, we looked at it. It was nice. Like, it was a nice setup, I guess. It just kind of, the way that the floor plan was laid out just didn't really feel as welcoming and inviting. It was very closed off and like maze-like, I guess. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I ended up leaving and I just Googled apartment complexes and I was trying to find ones near me, and I ended up clicking on one. And for safety purposes, because we do plan to move there, I'm not going to tell you the exact name of the apartments. But if I know you and you're interested, just DM me. If you like everything you're hearing and you're like, I want to fucking know, like, I'll tell you, but if I know you. But for safety purposes, I didn't want to put out where we're going to be living now. So, anywho. But yes, looking for a renter for our house because we wanted to move closer. So we're looking for a renter for here so that we can move to Gretna. So we went to go look at the places in Gretna. Third stop, right? I was like, I don't really have very high hopes, but third time might be a charm. Who fucking knows? At this point, I feel defeated. So whatever. I walk in. I'm going to read off of my notes because this is very specific and it just is so accurate and I don't want to miss anything. So first I get there and the guy in the office looks like Shane Gillis. Off the rip. Okay? Like I didn't even see, he hasn't even come out of the office yet and he just like snaps in my mind. I'm like, "Oh my god, you look like Shane Gillis. Like you look so familiar. So weird." Anyway, he comes out and I'm like walking around, like just looking, standing, waiting in the clubhouse. He comes out and because he was on a phone call and he's like, "Hey, so sorry about that. Like, how are you doing? Like, whatever, what's going on?" I told him, I was like, "Hey, this is what's happening. You're my third stop today. I feel defeated. I'm irritated. I'm looking for a place to move. You know, like this is what happened at the first two places. This is what I'm looking for." And he already knew, like, I already knew I was excited because they had all of the floor plans for each building in paper printed out and like set up on this console table, and I could already tell that there was like 20 fucking things to choose from, and I was like, okay, good, like this place is going to be for me. I feel like this is already like a sense of relief. They have options, something higher, something lower, something bigger, whatever. So he comes out, I tell him my concerns and that I was just driving around the area. This is my third stop. The property manager, Grant is his name. He was fucking incredible. He was so nice and thorough, and I could tell that he was passionate about the property because he was involved in some of the decision making. So while we were walking around, it was so nice and refreshing because he wasn't chatting my fucking ear off, but I was asking questions because I was interested because of also, like, he told me so many people don't ask questions on tours. Like, what do you mean you don't have questions? I have so many questions. Anyway, but we're walking around and he's just so nice. He's thorough. He's letting me walk through everything. He's answering all my questions. He has an answer for everything. It's not, I don't know, which is, I fucking love because I hate the whole like, oh, I'm not sure. We could look into, like, no, I need to know. And if you don't know, then what the fuck? Come on. Like, you're in charge. You need to know what the fuck's going on. So, I told Train when we went to dinner that night that if I built an apartment complex, it would have a lot more black accents, obviously, because I love black. But this would have been the way that he told me it needed to look to appeal to more people. They thought of absolutely everything. There's trash chutes on every floor and recycling. There's underground parking with a dog grooming station, bike maintenance area, electric charger spaces for $175 a month. This is why this is exciting. Okay, they have regular parking outside. You don't have to get an underground parking. Underground parking is basically just like so that it's like, it's not temperature controlled, but basically it's never too hot. It's never too fucking cold. So like obviously in the winter it's nice because your car's not covered in fucking snow, whatever. Okay, so an underground spot is $125 onto your monthly rent. And that's just to park under there, but it's a specific spot. So you get a spot for sure every single time. Like it's never guessing, hoping you're going to get a spot. It's for sure. And nobody else can park in your spot. Well, along with that, you can also get a spot that has an electric charger for $175 instead of $125. That electric charger, bitch, when I tell you, I don't even have an electric car. But of course, we all know I want to get a fucking Hummer, right? Like that's the goal. I'm going to get a Hummer. That like point blank. I will have a Hummer. I can promise you that. Okay? It immediately was like, oh, that is a good fucking determination. That gives me some fucking motivation, let me tell you. Because I don't even have a fucking electric car yet, but I fucking want one. My Hummer's going to be electric and I need some place to park it. And when he told me you pay $175 a month, that's it. You pay for the spot. You don't pay for the charging. All month, you charge your car as often, as frequent, as many times as you fucking want. Nobody else can use your fucking spot. Nobody else can use your fucking charger. And you can drive around on their fucking, basically free gas when you pay for your parking spot. I'm sorry, what? Like, that's all I needed to hear. I immediately need to get a fucking Hummer. Like, I need an electric car so I could park it in that spot. He was like, oh, your Hummer's going to be the first spot down here to park in an EV spot. And I was like, do I get a little sticker or a plaque or something? And he's like, yeah, I can make you one. I was like, this is fucking princess treatment. Like, I'm meant to live here, okay? Like, he's going to give me a fucking personal plaque for where I can park. I get my own little parking sticker. I love it here. I don't even live here yet. I don't even have a Hummer yet. But like just envisioning it, that is what I'm talking about when you're like, go big or go home. Okay. Like I can promise you that will be my fucking reality. And we'll talk about it on the fucking pod when that shit happens. Best believe. All right. Anyway. So yeah, they have the underground parking for $175 a month. It takes you elevator straight up to your fucking floor. So you never have to go outside. And of course, a nice pool area, a grill, a dog park. Their balconies are huge and really big gorgeous kitchens. They have so many different floor plans. There was something for every stage of life. Like in different buildings, they had different pricing and different floor plans and all different, literally different everything. So that it was nice for everybody from studio to 3-bedroom. And they're also within the next year or however long, Grant told me that they're making townhomes as well, like within the same property area. So even if you wanted to move over to a fucking townhome, it's like you never needed to leave. You could start as a studio and then you move in with somebody. So you get a 1-bedroom and then you have a baby and you make a 2-bedroom and then you decide you want to get a dog and you get a fucking townhouse. Like it just is perfect. It's like you never need to fucking leave. I love that. It's just great. I don't know. It was just amazing. Everything, like they thought of fucking everything and I loved it. The natural light, the windows are huge in the fucking units, in all the apartment units. They're so pretty. The light fixtures were so cute. I thought it was so cute. They had a library in the clubhouse. So within the clubhouse area, which is just one of the floors within the underground parking and the apartments on the main building, they have like a little library area. So it's basically just like a little sitting area that has coffee table and seating that you could like sit down and have, chat with friends. It would be like your fucking living room. But the walls are like bookshelves. And so there's all these books that you can just borrow and take from and bring your own books and leave them there so other people can read them. And I just thought that was so fucking cute because how fucking simple and easy is that to do? And nobody does it. And like it may not be used, but like to offer it gives you one more thing that you can offer for no fucking extra space for you to do that. Like that's just so cool. He was like, I don't want to start a book club. I've been telling everybody that. So hopefully enough people get interested that I'll actually start a book club. And I was like, okay, well, when I live here, I'll be the leader of the book club and I'll run the shit. Okay, we will do this. And he's like, you're going to have to we need to sign you up as an ambassador. I was like, when you need to fucking influence somebody, you come knocking on my door to my apartment and I'll give you my little spiel. I'll come up with an elevator pitch right here, right now. And we'll send it to people. We'll sell it. All right. And so it just was, I don't know, we clicked. Me and Grant are now like this. It was great. I met a friend. It was just awesome. I felt like off the rip, we just hit it off. And he thought I was funny, which was also another fucking perk. You're going to give me princess treatment and you think I'm funny? I need to live here. Like, period. So I was like, well, if you're ever hiring, you let me know because I'd love to work where I fucking live. Like, what the fuck? That'd be so nice. Anyway. And then they also have like a little area, the place that you can rent out for parties, like most places have, but it's like, it's not their clubhouse area. It's a different area that kind of like overlooks the pool and stuff. And they have like a little kitchenette area in there. And I thought it was so cute. And he's like, and in here you can rent this out, but like it's first come, first serve. And like, it's free to everybody, whatever, unless you actually pay to rent it out. And I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. And they have huge kitchens in every unit. Like all the kitchens are really big so that you can actually cook fucking food. You can make bread. Okay. And he's like, so since we have really nice kitchens, we take pride in that. And so we have like a little cookbook library. Shut the fuck up. Like it just got better. Every fucking little tiny thing got better because it's like, that is not hard to do, but like you took the initiative and I love that. I just can't, like, my excitement was through the fucking roof. I was literally so excited, and I couldn't wait to tell Maddie. It was blowing up her phone. She couldn't text back because she was at work. But I'm like, God, I'm so mad that I can't talk to you right now. Like, I just left. I want to fucking rant and rave about this fucking place. Like, I love it so much. I can't wait for you to see it. We have to fucking go back there. I literally met her back there as soon as she got off work. I was like, yeah, you need to meet me there. I texted Grant. I was like, hey, so any chance we can be like 10 minutes late before you close, like, can we come so that Maddie can see it? And he was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So he came and I started our little tour already because I was already so excited. And I started walking around, showed her the trash chute, showed her the library, and I was like, I already showed her all these things. And he was like, apparently you just run this place. I'm like, I'm telling you, like, if you need somebody to ever, you call in sick, you need somebody to show an apartment, you let me know. But I was so excited to show her, and I just wanted her to see everything. And so I showed her and she's like, it is really nice. I really like it. And I'm like, perfect. Can't wait to live here. But the small things, it's the fucking small things. And I love that it just takes absolutely zero effort for you to fucking buy 6 cookbooks and put them in a room. Whether people use them or not, you can offer it and it just looks so good. It looks so good. It makes you look so much better. Anyway, oh yeah, I forgot. Okay. Before I left the apartment tour, I sent Grant my podcast because I was like, we have to say hello to Grant. Special shout out to Grant. We love you over here at Planet Kelly. Maddie and I, big fans of Grant. Okay. But before I left, I was like, we were chatting, while walking around. I was telling him, oh yeah, I have a podcast. He's showing me these different floor plans. We walk in one of these floor plans. This fucking closet is huge. I'm telling you, like, it could be a fucking nursery. You could fit a crib and a fucking you could fit everything up in that bitch. It was huge. He was like, oh, which one are we in? Like, oh yeah, I haven't seen this one in person yet. Like, that closet is huge. And he's like, you could do a podcast in there. I said, shit, if I hadn't started my podcast already, I'd put a fucking couch in this bitch and we'd be calling it In the Closet. And I thought it was funny. Obviously, I was trying to crack a joke, and he just thought that shit was fucking hilarious. And so I was like, yeah, you think I'm funny? I gotta live here. Like, this is great. I told Maddie, and I was like, he thought I was funny. How fucking exciting is that? But yes, hey, shout out Grant. We love you over here. He ended up actually, I sent him my podcast, and the first time I left, and he texted me like 30 minutes after I left and was like, hey, I was just listening to the most recent episode of your podcast, and you talked about the farmer's market. I go there all the time. My wife and I love this company, blah, 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 whatever. This is their place. This is what they have, the specials for the week. This is what they're going to be offering. They actually have a brick and mortar. This is their address. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm just so happy. Whatever. It was great. It was a great fucking experience. If you want to know about the fucking apartments, I'll let you know if you DM me or whatever. It was just so fucking great. I can't wait to live there, and I can't wait to find somebody to rent our house so we can move, because I'm just like, okay, A, the sooner the better, because I just would love to save gas and time for Maddie's commute all the time. And B, I would just love to be there because there's just so many amazing amenities, and I can start making little cooking videos and shit. So we're manifesting, but I get everything I want. So that's what manifesting's all about, bitch. I will have that Hummer. I will be living there. I will be having a little parking spot plaque that says First EV Parker with my name on it. And that's just how that's going to go. I can promise you that. All right. I wanted to tell you, though, the farmer's marketplace that he mentioned to me for the recommendation is called Carter and Rye, and I can put their stuff in the description. But I can confirm, so good. Basically, it's called hand pies, so it's a handheld pie. So basically, think pie, but like a hot pocket, like a Pop-Tart kind of situation. So there was like savory ones, and then there was also sweet ones. So I got a brown sugar cinnamon one. It was basically like flaky pie crust with like a cinnamon roll filling. It was really good. So can confirm that's pretty good. It was $6. You should try it. They make them fresh there. Like, literally was coming out of the oven. She was like, it'll be ready in 5 minutes if you want to come back. I'm like, I'll pay for it right now. I'll be back in 5 minutes. So that's when we wandered off to find the organic guy, and so on and so forth. You know that story. All right, so I found a lot of new people that I really enjoy for their content for different reasons. So we're going to do a fave 5, but today it's going to be the new people that I've followed and haven't told you guys about yet. So 5 different people, different platforms, some on TikTok, some on Instagram, some on both. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one of them, and I'll tag all of them so that you guys can go follow them, because I absolutely love these people. So first, Katie Church, Kaydee Church. She literally is always making a craft or food. I love her videos. I want to reach out to her for the pod. I did already, so I'm hoping to like double back on that. And she lives in Arizona, so I'm hoping to be able to interview her. But that would be so cool. Anywho, she makes the coolest, funniest videos. She is obsessed with steak and like she cooks really a lot of stuff, but she goes viral. I think she went viral for eating a steak on a cutting board. She literally will just make a steak, put it on a cutting board, and then start to record herself eating a steak and like talking to the camera of just like, I've been thinking about this. And like, she's just eating and cutting, and she's like, but I don't really know. What do you guys think? I'm not sure. Like, it literally is just like a FaceTime with her eating fucking whatever she's eating. It's fucking hilarious. Sometimes she does weird taste tests of stuff, and she makes crafts of all these different, like, I saw this on Instagram, or I saw this on TikTok, or I saw these Pinterest things, and I want to make it, so let's make it. She made like the bottle robot from iCarly. She made like I don't even, she paints her door all different shit for every season and every like holiday or whatever. It kind of reminds me of Serena Neal. Gives kind of the same vibe. But she does different, she does other stuff too, like more hands-on drill and like sawing stuff and painting stuff for her daughter and like all this different stuff. She's a younger mom, but she has so much energy, and her content's just really fun and uplifting to watch. It's really energetic, and I feel like you just can't really be down bad. It pulls you out of a slump. So I like that. The second person is going to be Bryce Culp. I think his name is Bryce, but he puts Brycey, so I don't know if his name is actually Brycey, so I don't want to be disrespectful, but Brycey Culp. He does a series on TikTok called Things I Believe That Others Think I'm Crazy for Believing, part whatever, right? It's basically a woo-woo corner. I love his video. He talks a lot about the universe and energies and frequencies and how everything around us is living, and aliens and indigenous cultures. So much good stuff. Follow him. Literally follow him. Like, I fucking love his shit. Every fucking video that I follow from him is like, every video he makes is so good. He just hit 200K on TikTok, so congratulations on that. He's also almost like 300 days sober from alcohol, so also so fucking exciting. He talks a lot about, you know, his sober journey and on his platform as well, but he also talks a lot about the whole woo-woo situation. He's also looking to start his own podcast by the end of this month, so I thought that was really cool. So check out his shit. He basically just tells you all this stuff. He's like, I think this is blah, blah, blah. This is what I believe, for all legal purposes. This is, I'm making all of this up. This is not real. This is just a story I made up in my mind, whatever. And it's just so cool because everything he talks about really gets your fucking brain moving, and it opens your fucking mind in a whack ass fucking way. And I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about that. He basically taught me how to make my tinfoil hat, and I just really love him for that. But the other day, I also had reached out to him because I feel like small wins really deserve to be celebrated, whether that is a birthday or whatever the fuck it is, you're 280 something days sober, whatever that is. He ended up posting a story, I think on Instagram, that he went to a winery with his sister or some friends or something, and his friend had a glass of wine or alcohol in her hand, and then he just had like a Diet Coke. And I just had to like swipe up, and I said, I know I'm just a follower, okay? Like, I know we're not best friends or anything. I did reach out to him prior, so like we kind of already had a connection. I reached out to him for the podcast. He said that he would be cool with doing that. We have to do like a video situation if we're going to do like an interview. So I have to figure out how to do that. But basically, he was like, I reached out to him and I was like, I just want to say, I think that's so cool. Like, that you're not even a year sober, and that you have the courage and the power and, that much dedication to your sober life, that you are able to go to a winery. And I know a lot of people, probably even 30 years sober, couldn't be around alcohol. Everybody is fucking different. And I just had to hype him up for that for a minute and just say, like, I'm proud of you. I know it doesn't really mean much because you don't know me, but I hope you know that someone is proud, that that's fucking cool as shit, that you can go to a winery with your friends and be able to enjoy yourself sober and still put yourself in that environment and know that you're going to be okay and you're not tempted. And, even if you are, you're still having a great time and you stay true to yourself and your dedication to your journey. And I just thought that was so cool. So my favorite thing about him is that he always goes, I think that this is blah, blah, blah. That's a fact. Argue with the wall. That's my favorite thing he says. He's like, so if you don't think so, argue with the wall. He's like, go outside, talk to birds, talk to the trees. Who cares if you're fucking crazy? Who cares if people think you're crazy? Literally go talk to everything. Everything is fucking living. It's crazy. But basically do a deep dive on that shit. Open up your mind. If you're seriously that close-minded that you don't think aliens, different energies, frequencies. I don't believe in the whole religious. I'm not a religious person, so to say. However, I am a spiritual person. So I feel like I do believe in energies and spirits and that kind of situation. I don't believe in like a magic man in the sky controlling everything, but I do believe that like the universe controls certain things. Weird, but argue with the wall, okay? Okay, so the third one on that same note, on the same kind of frequency, on the same vibe, her name is I think it's NG, excuse my pronunciation, but it's just ENJ. I started following her on TikTok. She's so funny. Her and Bryce kind of like post the same kind of shit, talk about the same kind of things. But basically, she talks about conspiracy theories, woo woo shit that people post about. She'll always provide receipts, which I love for her videos. She's always like, I'm going to provide a receipt. And she shows exactly what she's talking about, which I appreciate. But I love her rabbit holes. I love how she's like, did y'all see this happen? Did you see what somebody posted about? Did you see that? Whatever, like random shit that people post and creepy things people see and things happening in the sky and like just crazy shit, right? She'll just always show the video that she's talking about. She's like, of course I'm going to show you, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. I love that because I hate having to fucking go to a different video and look it up. Not like definitely first world fucking problems, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, she's great. She's so fucking funny. Like her and Bryce C are like my late night woo woo when I'm in bed, like before I go to bed, I look up all this conspiracy, weird alien shit. I just think it's so fucking entertaining. Okay. Fourth person that we're going to chat about, her name is Shaylin. I started following her on Instagram. She's at Shay Grounded. She talks about her journey of becoming the happiest, strongest version of herself. So she is on a weight loss journey, I guess, but like she doesn't really call it that. It's basically just that she wants to get healthier so that she can start a family with her husband, and I admire that, and I feel like just on the same wavelength as her that I am going to be doing that soon, and I do want to get my body prepared for that. And so it is cool to be able to kind of find somebody that is on that same length, that like she's in her late 20s but she's starting to get her body back at get her body in shape and getting healthy so that she's able to, carry a child. And I just think it's so cool what she's doing. She's really just holding herself accountable on social media. It's really entertaining to watch. And I found her video when I was really down bad over last week, one of her videos that had popped up. And she said, I'm 350 pounds, or she started out at 350 pounds. And she's like, I am getting back into walking and working to be the healthiest version of myself so that I can have a baby and I can start a family and, live a long, happy life. And she's like, so today I almost didn't go on a walk. You want to know why? So I'm laying on the couch watching this video. And I had just had a really shitty over the weekend when I went to go view that apartment. That was Wednesday, and it was the first day of that time of the month for me. And it was a good day. Vibes were high, and then it just kind of went downhill from there. So I kind of was really in a slump. Sunday just wasn't really great. After the farmer's market, it just was kind of a mess. And I'm not going to talk about that on here because it's family personal issues, but it just took a lot out of me. And then Monday, I was just really sad. And so it just was hard. I just literally sat on my ass Monday. And then I talked to my therapist about it on Tuesday, and she said, that's okay. It's good that you gave yourself grace. But anywho, laying on the couch, feeling sorry for myself, right? Not really feeling sorry, but you get what I'm saying. I'm laying on the couch, and I see Shaylin's video. She's like, you want to know something? I almost didn't go on a walk today because of Chub Rub. She's like, I'm being so fucking for real. She's like, I seriously didn't go on a walk today because I knew that it was going to give me chub rub and because it was hot outside. She's like, I can't imagine being 80 or being on my deathbed and regretting the decisions that I made because of chub rub. That I let chub rub decide my fucking life. She's like, that's fucking crazy. She's like, today is the day that we fucking start doing the shit that we say we're going to do. When you say you're going to do something, it's time that you fucking start doing it. Stop saying you're going to do that. Stop saying you're going to work out. Stop saying you're going to eat better. Stop saying you're going to do all this shit if you're not going to do it. If you say you're going to do that, then fucking do it. The only fucking person you were letting down is you. So like, what the fuck? The time is going to pass anyway. And I was like, ooh, girl. I got my ass up. You could best believe I pulled out the fucking walking pad. I turned on a fucking podcast on the TV and just was watching a podcast for an hour and just walked for an hour on the walking pad. And I felt good about myself afterwards. But I was like, wow, I'm so disappointed in myself that I do exactly that. She's like, we come up with all these fucking excuses and reasons why we shouldn't fucking, why we shouldn't do whatever we say we're going to do, because it's hot, because I'm going to get chub rub, because whatever. What the fuck? Get the fuck up. Stop fucking letting everything else run your life. Like, it is time we start fucking becoming adults and holding ourselves accountable. I was like, damn, she came for me. I got my ass up. I was like, shit, I guess I could fucking do something. So I did. And I felt so good about it. And I'm really glad I came across her platform. And I'm really happy that I now follow her and I want to reach out to her to be on the podcast. So I'm pretty sure I have, but I'm going to double back on that and check. But I think she's from Philadelphia and she's just so real and raw, and her house isn't fucking like, she doesn't show her house like all big bougie aesthetic, like that's not her life. She's literally just showing her real fucking life of a 29 or late 20s, I'm not sure if she's 29, and just her journey, and I fucking love it. It's great. It's really inspiring. And the last person we're going to talk about, again, I guess it's just a bunch of people, I don't know how to pronounce their names. Emily Stomatuk, I think is how you say it, Stomatok, at EM_STOMATUK on Instagram. Her and her husband Michael share their age gap relationship on socials, and he's also a model and she's a travel nurse. I love their content, with her being a first-time mom at 29, 30. I haven't seen many people post that dynamic. So just like Shaylin, which I thought was so cool because a couple of these people like just really were on the same wavelength, but just like Shaylin, she's in her late 20s wanting to start a family. And I just think that's so cool because that's me. Like, I am going to be in my late 20s starting a family. Like, we're going to be trying soon. And that's something that I just feel like is so cool. You know, like I am in that time of life. But I also feel like all the influencers, all the people that you see post about shit in real life, they are all early 20s. They started having kids when they were 20, 21, 22, 25, like even 27, whatever. But like, I'm not there yet. And so it's cool that like these people are just now having babies or just thinking about it or just getting their bodies ready for it. It's just cool to be able to find people that are in that stage of life and kind of look to them for like motivation, inspiration, ideas. I just think that's really cool. But anywho, her and her husband have a 19-year age gap, and they had been together for like 6.5 years, I think, before they got married. And now she is 20. I think she's in her early 30s, but she was, the video I found came across, she was 29 having her first baby. And I thought that was so cool. It's, again, just something that's so different. Again, with their age gap relationship, too, it's cool that they're sharing something different that not everybody sees. And they do get really fucking, obviously, everybody gets fucking haters. So, like, it's cool that they come across those videos or those comments and they'll post about it and they'll be like, bitch, fuck you. Like, we don't give a fuck. You think I care? Like, wow, look at this, look at this comment that they said. We're going to talk about it. And they'll make a whole video about it because they give that one fucking hater their 15 minutes of fame. And I just think it's funny. But it's cool. They're just really dedicated, minimalistic people. I like their lifestyle. They travel a lot. It's just cool to see them post about their life, and their first time parenting content is cool. And since they travel a lot, she's a traveling nurse, but they just recently moved from, I think, LA to Arizona, and so it's just really cool to get to watch their life in their content. They're both content creators right now. Her husband's also a male model. So I just think that's cool. But that's all I got for you today, bitches. I'm so sorry, fuckers. So happy that we got the chance to sit down and chat. I'm so sorry that I took the week off last week, but mental health comes first, always. And I appreciate you coming back for this week. And again, if you are interested in renting a place in Blair, if you are interested in or know of anybody that is interested in helping me with editing for the podcast, you let me know. And other than that, I will see you fuckers next week. Love you. Bye.